Have you ever felt like life suddenly pushed you into a situation you never chose, where everything familiar disappeared, and survival depended only on your mind and your will to keep going? This story reflects that feeling deeply. This is the story of life of Pi, written by Jan Mardel. It is not simply a tale about the ocean or animals. It is a story about endurance, belief, fear, and the quiet strength humans discover when they are left completely alone with life itself. Pi Patel grows up in India, surrounded by animals, colors, sounds, and constant movement. His family owns a zoo, and from an early age, Pi learns something most people never do. Animals are not symbols or toys. They live by instinct, territory, and survival. Observing them daily teaches Pi respect, awareness, and caution. These lessons settle quietly into his mind, long before he understands how important they will become. Pi is also deeply curious about life's meaning. He explores different religions, not out of confusion, but out of wonder. He believes that faith can exist in many forms and that belief itself gives strength when logic fails. This openness shapes how Pi later understands suffering, hope, and survival. When Pi is still young, his family decides to leave India and move to Canada. They sell the zoo and board a cargo ship carrying the remaining animals across the ocean. For Pi, this journey feels like stepping into uncertainty. The ocean is beautiful, but it is also endless and uncontrollable. One night, a violent storm strikes. The ship is swallowed by darkness, noise, and chaos. In a matter of moments, Pi loses everything: his family, his past, and the life he knew. He survives by chance, finding himself alone on a small lifeboat in the middle of the vast ocean. But Pi is not truly alone. On the lifeboat with him is a Bengal tiger named Richard Parker. At first, there are other animals too, but survival is brutal and quick. Soon, only Pi and the tiger remain. Fear becomes constant. Every breath Pi takes feels borrowed. Sleep is dangerous. Silence is terrifying. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. The sun burns Pi's skin. Salt water cracks his lips. Hunger weakens his body. Thirst drives him to desperation. The ocean shows no mercy. Storms arrive without warning, and calm days feel almost unreal. Pi must learn to survive not only the sea, but also the tiger sharing his fragile world. Instead of giving in to panic, Pi adapts. He studies Richard Parker's behavior. He creates routines. He marks territory. He learns that survival is not about eliminating fear, it is about living with it. The tiger becomes both a threat and a strange source of purpose. Without Richard Parker, Pi realizes he might give up entirely. Time stretches endlessly. Pi talks to the ocean, to the sky, and to himself. He prays. He remembers. He imagines. His faith becomes less about answers and more about endurance. Hope no longer feels loud or dramatic. It becomes quiet, stubborn, and deeply personal. At one point, Pi reaches a mysterious island that seems to offer safety, but even this place hides danger. Pi understands that survival often comes with choices that are not simple. Comfort can be an illusion. Safety must be questioned. Eventually, after more than 200 days at sea, Pi reaches land. He survives. Richard Parker disappears into the wild without looking back. There is no farewell, no closure, only silence. Pi is saved, but he is not the same person who once boarded the ship. When Pi later tells his story, listeners question its truth. Pi offers another version, one without animals, stripped of imagination. Then he asks a simple question: which story do you prefer? That question lingers, because life Pi is not about proving what happened. It is about understanding why stories matter. It is about how humans survive pain, loss, and fear by shaping meaning from chaos. In real life, we are often thrown into situations we never prepared for. Loss, isolation, failure, and fear arrive without warning, just like the storm in Pi's life. Most of us will never be lost at sea, but many of us feel lost inside our own lives. Richard Parker represents fear, the kind that never fully disappears. Pi does not defeat fear. He learns to live beside it. And that is one of the most powerful lessons of this story. Fear can destroy us, but it can also keep us alert, alive, and moving forward. The ocean represents life itself: unpredictable, beautiful, cruel, and endless. Some days are calm, others are overwhelming. Survival is not about strength alone, it is about adaptation, patience, and belief. Faith, in this story, is not about religion alone. It is about choosing hope when logic gives you no reason to. It is about continuing even when the future feels empty. Pi survives because he chooses meaning over despair. In our own lives, we face moments when no one is watching, no one is helping, and no clear answer exists. Life of Pi reminds us that survival is not always loud or heroic. Sometimes it is quiet, slow, and deeply internal, and sometimes the stories we tell ourselves are what keep us alive. If this story resonated with you, if it reminded you of your own struggles or moments of quiet strength, please like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more meaningful novel summaries and life reflections.